Hey everybody, welcome back to the Realm of Vasten, an episode, whatever number this is. Guess who I'm joined by? Well, you can actually see his name right here. The master builder, the wonderful content creator, Craftaway's own SunFire SG.
Jeez, you're setting people up for disappointment again, man.
Dude, you're so good. I love your videos. They're so good. You're such a talent. And if you first thing, you say this at the end, but I'm gonna say it now. You're doing yourself a disservice if you're not subscribed to our friend Sonny. Go subscribe. He's awesome builder, entertaining dude. You'll love it. So it'll be linked in the description, of course. So SunFire, I did your tour with you at the end of last season of Craftaway, where we looked around and we saw all of your SunCorp lab stuff, science, all that kind of stuff. And yes. I am building kind of an Elven science research area here. Now, it's Elven, so it's a little different, but I am at a loss on what to include. So I thought, rather than come in and do building, because that takes so long, and our schedules, you live on the other side of the world from us. Our schedules are...
I do. I'm upside down and in the wrong time zone, so it's
truly
always tricky.
It's unbelievably hard to get our schedules. So I thought, rather than just build together, why don't we just talk? And maybe you can just tell me some of your ideas for what might be in like a high fantasy, elven, zombie pigmen research type of thing.
Okay, so just from what you've shown me so far with the fact that these elves are going to be studying the zombie pigmen, they're going to be studying the Nether, they're going to be doing interesting things like that. I was thinking... I had this idea before we actually jumped on, but when I saw this, it kind of just went, ding, this is what we need to do. This is in the end. We can place water.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm.
So what we could do is if we get some soul sand, we get some water, we make some little bubble elevators, and we trap some zombie pigmen inside.
Oh, and like
maybe with maybe zombie villager, skeletons, things like that. And they can have little research pods where they're keeping them encased in, I was thinking maybe something like green glass, so it looks like the water inside is that sort of green, goopy type stuff. But it's going to be keeping them in suspended animation.
Oh, that'd be so good. Oh, dude, that'd be so good. Oh, it'd be like a cloning facility or something almost.
Yeah, you could have a cloning facility, definitely. But for this particular one, I was thinking it'd be more like keep them in there for research purposes, and then you could have a separate one for cloning where it's got an empty pod. What about like matter transmuters? Similar sort of vein.
Believe it or not, we actually have some of that written into the lore, because the way they get all of the materials to build these floating islands and stuff is by this enderium material, and it can change one thing into another. So we could actually incorporate some of that into the story.
Yeah. So like with the meta transmutation, whether it's people or blocks or whatever, it's just basically going to be sort of waterways transporting stuff across. But for all intents and purposes, you could have it with a command block sort of structure. You could make it purely decorational, that when someone steps in, it activates a pressure plate and transports them to another pod somewhere in the facility.
Oh wow, that would be amazing.
There's options there for how you do it, but I think utilizing the bubble elevators and the way that they look to kind of give that, I guess, that feel of something sciencey is going on. Like
right.
If there's anything I know as a scientist, is if it's fizzy and more bubbles, it's more sciencey.
Definitely. That actually came out of the textbook, I'm sure, somewhere.
Yes. I'm pretty sure that's in Science 101.
Yes, you add like carbon and oh wow, I can't even think of another element. That silicon and fizzy. You add those three things and you get science. Yes.
Yes. Mentos, Coke.
Perfect. Exactly. That's exactly what we should Mentos that.
How I ran an entire science lab on that premise, I do not know.
That's so great. Oh, that's perfect. That's perfect. Whenever you built your giant lab, did you lay out like the whole thing and then divide it into rooms, or did you have a plan going in, or how? Because your lab was amazing.
Now I'm going to add a little bit of a teaser here, but which giant science lab?
Oh, are we talking about maybe potentially season 2 stuff?
Yeah.
Ooh.
As for season one was interesting because being the mad person that I was, I didn't decide to build the lab. I took a woodland mansion and I converted the entire woodland mansion into the lab. So that was basically, yeah, I decided that rather than just place blocks, I wanted to knock down an entire structure as well.
Right.
I don't know, reasons.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
But I kind of set it out in my mind. I had an idea of how wide I wanted the corridors, and I wanted corridors around the outside of the facility. And then everything else was kind of added in around that. It was trial and error in places, but it came out as I wanted it in the end.
Well, it was wonderful. Do you have any other ideas of things that I can add in this lab? I mean, you can see how much space I have, but we're in the end after all, so we are infinitely expandable or up. I can also go up as far as we want to. So,
well, the good thing about the thing that I like most about my lab was it wasn't incredibly tall. It wasn't incredibly big in general. It was just a lot. They utilized the space really well, and we also employed a bit of a basement as well, so it went down as well as up. And you've got the potential here to do a lot with just this small space here. It might not look it,
right,
but once you've got this, I'm guessing this will be encased in the mountain of some sort.
I think I might actually make the outside of facade kind of like the castle palette up there. So do a castle palette on the outside, but then when you walk in, all of a sudden becomes this white quartz
sterile
type of
white stuff. Yeah. I think, utilize the space. You've got this viewing platform. It's quite a big, wide viewing platform.
Mm-hmm.
I'd have it sort of if this is the main corridor, this is a viewing platform, but it's part of the main corridor, you could then have rooms come off and stairways and elevators and things like that would take you to different levels. And then you've got the potential to have rooms coming off that. Try and make the rooms as minimalist as possible. I feel like that kind of expresses that sort of sciencey type, again with Science 101 here,
right?
Less stuff, more science.
Yeah. I'm always trying to fill space, but yeah, you're probably right. It'd probably be better to actually leave it kind of wide open a little bit.
Yeah. I found for most of my rooms, if it wasn't the personal offices, the actual science bits and the redstone bits, it was the redstone farm or whatever, and then maybe a desk, a brewing stand, some bookcases, and that was basically it. From the science that I did at university, your budget tends to go on all the other stuff apart from furniture.
Right. Yeah, I got you for sure. Well, that sounds like a good plan. Is there anything else that you can think of offhand?
Ooh, not really. There's nothing that jumps out at me. I mean, this here, is this are you having it as sort of is it supposed to be they've opened a window to look into the Nether? Or is this that they've recreated?
Yeah, it's that they've recreated. That's why I'm going ahead and building this in 115, because it's as if they recreated it using whatever they had sort of here,
Yes. And then have zombie pigmen as sort of I'm guessing you'll transport some zombie pigmen in here, and it'll be a research study where they'll just observe them.
Yeah,
see what they do.
They'll observe them, and then I want to put in some hidden trap or some hidden walls so they could snatch one if they need to or whatever, things like that.
Yes, yeah, that's a cool idea. I like that.
Yeah, so I tried to make the basalt out of this. It's the closest I could come.
What is this? Is this
that's our gray concrete.
Gray concrete. Mm-hmm. Oh, of course, the texture pack.
Yeah,
it's cool. I like this.
And then I think the only thing that I'll actually bring in from 116 when we get there is the blue fire. I mean, we just have no.
Oh, the blue fire looks so good. I can't wait. And then the shrooms as well. The different shrooms.
Well, speaking of shrooms,
I'm really looking forward to that update.
Do you want to see what I just worked on? Because the people here at home have not seen this yet. So if you just come with me this way, since you're here,
secrets around.
Let me show you. I stayed up entirely. Can you fall? Can you? Do you have enough fish?
Fall, but I'm out of food. Like you managed to break my ankles and now my calves. So a little bit of food might help.
It's okay. We have elven.
Nothing fixes broken bones, but better than salmon.
That's right.
So,
we have elven science to fix you. Don't worry. Don't worry.
This elven science looks remarkably like a fish.
Yes, exactly. It's special end elven fish. So this is going to be like kind of the secret way up eventually once I get this biome. I think this side is going to be the blue. I forget the names, like the warped blue one.
The warped, yeah.
Yeah, and then the other side is going to be the red crimson one. Whatever.
Yeah.
What do you think of the update? What do you think of what you've seen so far?
I'm super excited for it, and I've got to admit, like people are like, "Oh, which one are you, like, Crimson or Warped?" But Warped all the way, man. Like I can see so many potentials for fantasy builds with that Warped wood.
I agree. Yeah, I might
Like,
be
Crimson
actually.
looks good. Don't get me wrong. I think it looks good, and it will be just as useful. But that blue color, man. I love Prismarine. Prismarine for that reason as well. That's sort of, I like this.
Exactly.
Nice.
So this is what I worked on. This is brand new as of last night. I tried to bring in some more magical sort of elven feel here and make a little nature walkway around the back.
Well, you achieved it. I love how. So these coral, are they coral fans? I'm guessing.
Well, they're the dead ones. Those are dead coral fans.
So you've made it so they actually have some color.
Yeah, 3 of them.
Wow.
There's red, that, yellow, and green.
These are really good.
Yeah, like this is these are their.
Here's the idea.
There's 2 on the ground here, the dead variety.
Oh, these are great. Yeah, no, these are very useful for this particular thing, making everything look magical.
Yeah, right. All the colors.
Oh yeah.
The trees are tricky to get the coral to not die and find how to get a water. Yeah. There's no waterlogged concrete powder, wool, or coral. So the ground is easy because you could put the let's see, we'll find here's waterlogged. Our half slabs are coarse, or no, what's it called? Petrified wood. The old oak wood. They're still in the game, but you can't make them. So we put in a recipe, made them dirt. So those are dirt slabs.
Dirt slabs.
Yeah, and then you can waterlog them and plant living coral on them. So that's how I got this. I want to shout out to Cosmic Dancer.
Oh, I love this.
Who had this basically idea, like making just an incredibly colorful thing, and I saw it on Twitter and was like, yeah, I'm totally stealing this. Like I want to make a colorful, magical thing.
This works really well for the area. I really like it.
I think
like it.
Yeah, I think it's cool. I think it's pretty fun. Do you want to go into a spectator and take a look around here? I'll show you. We have
sounds good.
We have an adventurers guild just over somewhere. Through this wall. Yeah, it's still working.
I'm always impressed by your builds, man. Like I look at these and I'm like, man, I wish my builds looked like this.
Oh, this nonsense.
I mean, I'm getting better. They're looking more like this, but still. There's more for me to learn, which is always. Where do you go?
Right here. Turn the other way. Backwards. Right there.
Yep, there you are.
Yeah, through. No, that's nonsense. You did the greatest build of all time, which is your Ghostbusters build. It's my very favorite build. It's the build that I still think about all the time, where you made the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. I do love
that one. The map itself was the thing I love the most. Like to get the logo.
Oh yeah. Oh man.
Oh, I love that. Yeah, it's my favorite.
You just click that button and go spectator.
That's handy to have.
Yeah, we have any bar or tavern can have a spectator button. This is my player base. It's coming along. I'm really looking forward to getting into the sciencey stuff. I've kind of been working on that for a couple months, trying to figure out what to do, and I just kind of got to the point where I was like, I don't know really what to do next. You know, I don't know how to make this more magical and less just castle on a
let's
hill.
Bring in that schmuck SunFire.
Yes, that's exactly what I said. I said, hey, I said to my wife, it's like, hey, you got to watch the kids. I have to talk to this schmuck SunFire. Oh no, dude, you're a gem.
Amazing.
Thank you so much.
Amazing.
Thank you so much for coming out, and thank you for the conversation, folks. If you are not subscribed to SunFire, as I said, you're missing the boat. As you can tell from this video, he's a great dude, great builder, great entertainer, and you'll love it. Just go subscribe, click on the little link, and give him some love. Okay, Sonny, thank you so much for coming out.
Oh, thanks for having me, man. It's always an absolute wonder to come back to Vasten and just see the madness that you guys have created. Well, every time I see a video or I just get to hop into the world to actually check it out, I'm blown away. I love these sort of like the what are they called? They're called something. The giant step ponds that you've got going on here at the back of the castle.
Oh,
Very large. I can't remember there's a name for these particular structures. I can't remember what they are.
Oh, I don't even know. I just build stuff that I find on Google Images. I don't even know.
Yeah, no, I think New Zealand has a few of these, but they're lovely. I love the way that this looks.
Well, thank you. Thank you very, very much, and we'll have to do this. We'll have to do this again real soon. In fact, actually, after I'm done hitting record, here's a little teaser for people at home. I have a proposition maybe to make for you. So we'll talk off camera. We'll see what happens in the future. Thank you so much for coming by, and we'll see everybody next episode from the Realm of Vasten. Please subscribe to my friends. Leave a like if you don't mind. We'll see you next time. Bye, everybody.
Bye bye.